All right, all right. Good evening, everybody. Let's talk. Okay. It is September 2nd. Guys, it's the last 4 months of the year. I love it. I love it, man. I love it because it's really fourth quarter. I say that to say, no matter how your year has gone, the first three quarters don't even matter. They really don't. Like it's in the past. There's nothing you can do about to fix it. There's nothing you can do to change it. What matters now is how do you want to finish off the rest of the year? Uh this is a very crazy month for me because this literally on September 18th or 19th, it will mark officially 1 full year of me trading full time. It's kind of insane when I think about it, how like, wow, it's really been a year. Like it's been a year since and I'm not trying to make this about me, but it's really been a year since I last quit my job. Like, and I'm still trading, still standing, still have my accounts, still like it's crazy for me when I think about it because like I just remember when I first started trading, like, dude, if you would have told me that like I'd be doing this full time, I can't sit here and say I believe you. I really can't. It really is. I thank God most importantly above anything and everything because Lord knows I've had some intense conversations with him at night when I felt like my trades weren't going my way and my psychology uh wasn't prioritized. But uh it's just really a blessing. And I just hope everyone here always knows that, and like I say all the time, there is not a single thing that God has done for me that He can't do for you. It's just like I said in the announcements. The question is, do you believe that He will do it for you, or do you have the fear that He won't? It's up to you which one you choose, but you should know in your heart which is the right decision to make. But I say that to say, guys, you know, a lot of people underestimate what can happen in a year, but I'll do you one better. People overlook how much your life can change in a month. Like the power of focus and just always exhibiting passion and grit in whatever you do in this life. These are like underrated characteristics that, in my opinion, a lot of people do not possess. Um, I was saying the other day how, you know, when it comes to discipline, I think what everyone needs to understand is this: the body does what the mind allows. Okay. It's not the other way around. It's not the brain does what the body allows. Why? Because the brain controls the body, not the body controlling the brain. Okay. So the body does whatever the brain allows to happen, for better or for worse. So understand that your discipline, your decision making, your entire mental is dependent on you. It's always going to be based on your decision making skills in the heat of a trade and other things off the charts, like I talk about all the time. But ultimately, what it boils down to, guys, is the body's always going to do whatever the brain allows. So if you feel like you are lacking discipline, if you feel like you are lacking motivation, if you feel like you're slacking some area of your life that you shouldn't be, understand. And this is just like this is what I'm trying to get at. Is this something I realized in this 1 year journey of trading full time? Is like I tell you guys, you have all the tools, all the power that you need to make a difference. You just have to submit to the process, excuse me, and open your heart to change, along with being okay with being patient and trusting in the Lord and following through with what is right in your heart. How do you have so much faith? Because I choose to. Faith and fear are both choices. I choose to have faith because both faith and fear require you to believe in something that's not presently in front of you. If it was in front of you, it wouldn't really require faith, nor if it was something scary, it wouldn't require fear. At that point, that's your reality. So I feel like that's kind of how I've gone about having so much faith is I choose God. I don't choose fear because at the end of the day, you can't serve two masters at once. So the choice is always yours. That's the power for free will. It's just like I tell you guys in every trade that you take and every decision that you make in life, you have the power, right? You have the ultimate decision in what it chooses to do. Don't take it lightly, you know. Um, I also have a lot of faith because I know the Lord I serve, and I personally, how could I be pessimistic when I seen what he's done for others? You know, I just I have a very I feel like as a person I'm very optimistic, but even if I wasn't optimistic, I feel like there's just so much proof that I should be, even if I wasn't. So that just also leads me towards we've seen what he's done for DeMarcus. I am in tears. Yeah, we definitely have. But yeah, that's just some of the reasons why I have so much faith. And lastly, the biggest reason that I feel like I have the amount of faith that I do is because I see how I've been blessed even when I never deserved it. Like, if I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like I became profitable, successful, if you would, way earlier than I feel like I should have. But that's because I feel like at times like I didn't deserve it. But then really when I think about the amount of hours I put in, the amount of time I sacrificed, the amount of things I had to do just to get where I'm at, it does make me feel like a little bit better. But ultimately, I can't sit here and say that I deserve it more than maybe somebody else does, you know, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would love to be in my position and, you know, everything like that. But that just goes to show that, you know, sometimes, oftentimes, God will put you in positions that He knows you're ready for it, even though you may not see it. You may not believe in it, but then once again, what do you choose to believe? Do I want to doubt myself and what I can do and my abilities, or do I just want to trust in Him and trust that He knows everything and He knows me more than I know myself? So you know what? He's throwing me into this position. Let me just take the baton and just run with it. And that was ultimately just a choice. So once again, it all boils down to just a choice. And the reason why I say why like I feel like I don't deserve it sometimes, or like it came a little bit quicker, is because like I said, I've only been trading 2 years. That's a very, very, very small time frame to, in my opinion, achieve some of the milestones that I personally have. Which is why I tell you guys, do not base anything that you do off of me, because everyone's journey is their own. I can't tell you when you're going to achieve the things you are, but one thing I can tell you is this: the time is going to pass by anyway, so you might as well give your all to a craft and just work day by day on mastering it. It might take you 1 year, it might take you 2 years, it might take you 5 years. Why does it matter if all that if the seconds are going to pass, the days are going to go by regardless? I would much rather you put your time and energy into something you are truly, genuinely passionate about, that you care for, and that you want to master. And before you know it, you'll look up one day, you'll see how far you've come. And at that point, it doesn't even make sense to quit because you see how much you've done in such a period of time that you might as well just keep going. You know, like this saying goes, you know, if you're going through hell, don't stop there, because why would you stop there if you know it can only get better if you just keep on marching on? And that's just kind of how I approach a lot of things in my life. You know, if I'm going through a hard time, if something is just really messing with my spirit, if I feel like I'm in a bad place, why would I stay in that bad place if I know that if I just keep going and as long as I got air in my lungs, I'm not gonna be here forever. But I feel like that ultimately has to do with faith and how you view life, you know. So yeah, hope that answers your question. But nonetheless, really make the most out of these last 4 months, guys. Like I can't make you, and no one else can either. Like you have to really, really want it for you. Like come January 1st. I don't care if you're not profitable. I don't care if you are on a losing streak. I don't care what the case is. Is there a change in your mind? And do you have a change in your heart? Are you more disciplined going into next year than you were at the beginning of last year? Once again, I feel like that is more important than anything technical analysis, trading, like candlestick. That is way more important than anything. Because if you don't even have that down, how do you expect to become a great trader? Like I tell you guys all the time, you become profitable off the charts way before you become profitable on them. And I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but I question how many of you actually believe that and abide by it. But I can promise you that for those who do, you are on the right path. Become a better version of you, keyword become, and then watch what grows around you. You know, I just really hope y'all do that. Like I want that for all of you. That's really one thing I want to get at. But what I want to talk about tonight is kind of controversial. Might ruffle some feathers, might hurt some feelings. No, I'm playing. No, but does everyone here consider themselves a trader? Anyone? Does anyone here consider themselves a trader? I would hope so. I would hope we all do. I mean, you might be a rookie. You might be experienced. You know, I think everyone here is a trader. Absolutely. You don't have to do this full time to be a trader. I don't care what anyone says. You do not have to do this to be a trader. But you're a trader. You know what I'm saying? Do any of your parents trade? No. I think that they do. I think everyone's parents are a trader. Do any of you have any friends that you know that trade? Well, I'm here to tell you all your friends are a trader. Okay. And that's kind of what I want to get at tonight. Everyone in this life is a trader. Everyone, from your parents to your friends, everyone you meet in life is a trader. What do I mean by that? Some people trade their time for a paycheck. Some people, like us, trade risk for profits. Some people trade happiness for security. Some people trade principles for politics. Some trade ethics for cash. Some trade tomorrow's success for today's temptations. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Everyone is a trader. Everyone. Do you guys understand why I tell you trading reflects life? Because it's of stuff like this. Every single person on this planet is trading something for something. We are just, what we're doing though, we are trying to risk money in exchange for time. That ultimately is the goal for a lot of us in trading. So what does that mean? We are risking our money for a chance at time, to get a time back, because ultimately that's how it works in life. You can't have, well, I'm not going to say you can't have, but ultimately if you want to talk about being financially free, even in the sense of what we do, you're going to have to risk something. What are you willing to risk? What are you willing to trade? And I feel like that's something that I personally have grown to understand in trading, and I approach that mindset with every single thing I do in life. What am I willing to trade? What am I willing to risk? What am I willing to give to get something back? I can give you some examples. Okay, you want to have a good relationship, you want to, be married, have this, have that. That's you are going to have to trade your ego, some of the way you view things, uh compromise. Like there's an emotional aspect that you're going to have to trade if you want to have a good relationship. You want to have the best body on the beach, well, you're going to have to trade the things that you want to eat for the things that you need to eat to get your required physique. That's trading, wants and needs. I can go on and on and on about this all day till the sun comes up tomorrow. But do we all understand how no matter how you cut the cake, everyone in this life is a trader? So I say that to say, whenever people say day trading is risky, oh, you're just wasting your money, oh, it's a scam, is it really? If everything in life is a trade, is day trading really any different than anything else in this world? I don't think so. And I never have. But it's only when you look at it from an outside perspective and you really understand what trading is. It is no different than, it's like I said, some people trade happiness for security. I personally know plenty of people, unfortunately, that, they're not in the happiest relationship, but they're secure, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever the case is. They might not be the happiest with the person, but they know that they're secure, right? Or from a job perspective, I know people that they went to college, they didn't pursue their passion, they didn't pursue what they love to do, but they chose the career that financially paid them the best. And granted, while they might not like what they do, they are financially secure. So they traded their happiness for that security. Some people trade ethics for cash. I'm not going to go too deep into that one, as we can kind of, connect the dots on what, some examples might that be. But some people will do anything in this world for money. And hey, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that is, how some people have had to get by. But once again, just another example of a trade. But the one thing I really, really, really want to hit home on is some people trade tomorrow's success for today's temptations. That is the most important trade I see too many people mess up, not take serious enough. I can't tell you how much it bothers me and just ultimately just messes me emotionally whenever I see some of you guys, over leverage in a position, not do what you're supposed to do, break your trading plan because you have fallen into when you have fallen into today's temptations. Understand the only way to make a better tomorrow is by making the most out of today. That's all success is. It's just an individual who makes the most out of every day for a better tomorrow. No matter how you cut it, that's ultimately what they're doing. They are maximizing the most out of every day, stacking enough wins, growing enough as a person, and over time, that's how you win in life. But in order to achieve tomorrow's success, you have to be willing to give away today's temptations. It is of the utmost importance that you guys understand that. Like, once again, say it till I'm blue in the face. But how many of you are really going to do it? How many of you are really going to implement it? How many of you are really going to abide by that? Every single trade that you place, every single choice that you make, I want you to think about tomorrow. Does this trade put me in a better position come tomorrow morning? Does risking this much hurt or help my account for the rest of the week? And on and on and on and on and on again. But everything in trading is so big picture. It's never just about one trade. It's never just about one position because, like I tell you guys all the time, you got to have like short-term memory in your trades. You win, cool. You lose, cool. You just got to keep on going. Because does one trade matter in the grand scheme of the hundreds or thousands of trades you're going to take in your life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't matter. For instance, me last week, I won Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then lost on Friday. All right, cool. I'm still back at the market come Tuesday. Everything I did last week doesn't matter. Every single win I had, irrelevant. Every single emotion I felt, good or bad, it's a new week. If I hold on to the past, how am I supposed to be able to live in the present to better my future? I don't think y'all hearing me. If I keep holding on to things in the past, how am I supposed to focus in the present to better my future? That is the mindset I approach every single trading week with, because that's the only way you're realistically going to progress forward. After every trade, by all means, though, still journal it, learn from it, good, bad, or indifferent. But once you learn from it, once you understand the things you did right, the things you did wrong, whatever the case is, move on to the next. It doesn't matter anymore, which is why I told you guys, it's September 2nd. It's the start of a new month, and we're in the last, push the year of the last 4 months. Who do you want to be by the end of the year? Who do you want to be? For some of you, probably every single one of you here, you're probably just thinking, man, I just want to be profitable. And I want that for you. I genuinely do. I want that for every single one of you here. And I pray that all of you become profitable. But like I've told y'all before, like I tell you all the time, money can't be your everything. If money is the sole focus of your foundation for what you do in this life, you are going to realize you are a very empty individual. Because understand, your happiness is based on the dollar at that point. And like I tell you guys all the time, the dollar does not care about you. This market does not care about you. $100 bill, $100,000, $1,000,000. The paper has no emotion. It's just money. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't love you. If you got evicted tomorrow, that $100 bill that's blowing in the air somewhere, you don't care because it's just a piece of paper. So don't become emotionally invested. Don't base your happiness off something that does not care about you. And that goes for both off the charts and on the charts. Don't waste your time on someone. Don't be overly invested about someone that does not care about you the same way you care about them. You will save yourself a lot of heartache. Once again, both off the charts and on the charts. Don't care about something that does not reciprocate the same energy. Not at least to the point how some of us end up getting attached. But understand, to connect everything together, everyone is a trader. Like I said at the very top of this, some people trade time for a paycheck. Coming over from construction, I still keep up time to time with you know, some of the people that I used to work with, and I hold absolutely nothing against them when I say what I'm about to say, but it really does make me say, man, like, it is what it is. I got people 5, 6 years older than me still working, 80, 90 hour weeks because that's all that they know. And that's not a bad thing. They're making great money. Some of these guys are making, 40, 50, $60 an hour. I will never argue with someone who's making 40, 50, $60 an hour. Like that is more than comfortable way of living. But that's just not me. I would never want that for myself. And I don't want that for anyone. Heck, I think 40 hours is enough. And that's pushing it. So when I hear about, yeah, just got a promotion, I'm making, $52 an hour now, but I gotta work, 80, 85 hours a week now, and I'm on the night shift and all this stuff. Like, yeah, you're making money, but look at what you're giving up. Time is the most precious thing we have in this life because you will never get it back. You will never get time back. That's why it doesn't matter how you can make $1,000 an hour. But if you don't have time, are you really rich? Are you really rich? That would be my question to anyone. There are billionaires in this world, trillionaires in this world. I don't consider rich because they don't have time. How can you call yourself rich if you don't even spend properly something you can never get back? That doesn't make sense to me, which is why I say all the time. If God came down to me tomorrow and said, Jaden, the most you will ever make from trading is 80, 70 to $80,000 a year, dude, I would not complain at all ever again. Because on the average day, I trade from 9:30 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. That is 2.5 hours. Let's just call it 2, right? 5 days a week, that's 10 hours. 4 weeks in a month, that's 40 hours in a month. If I only have to work 40 hours a month, 12 times a year, that's what, call it, like 500, what, 480 hours? 480 hours in a year for 70 to 80,000, sign me up immediately. Because that means for 2 to 2.5 hours a day, I'm working and I have the rest of the day to myself, which means what? I have time. Sure, I may not have a Lamborghini. Sure, I may not live in a mansion. Sure, I may not have some of the tangible things I would love to flash. But you know what? I'm happy because I have something not a lot of people do, and that's time. So, like I said, some people trade time for a paycheck. What are you willing to trade? And that is a question you must ask yourself going into the last, stretch of this month. What are you willing to trade? Who do you want to become? And simply don't just say, oh, I want to trade this for that. I want to become this type of person. Make action a priority. Operate off passion and move with conviction in everything that you do. I was able to change my life in a year. And I don't say that to flaunt. I don't say that to be anything but real with you guys because I'm thankful for it. I really am. I can't say enough about it, truthfully. But nothing changes if nothing changes. So I just encourage you all to please take the initiative to change because I can tell you from firsthand experience, it is worth more than you could ever imagine. So yeah, uh, that's kind of really all that I had to talk about tonight. So nonetheless, really hope this helps. Uh, this is one of our like shorter classes, I guess, but that's like that sometimes. I had all got my notes together, so nonetheless, as always, I hope I've said at least one thing that helps you all out in some form or capacity that betters your trading, betters you as a person. I'd much rather better you as a person first before you're trading. So, nonetheless, I'm gonna stay after for a little bit. But yeah, appreciate you guys for joining. If this is your first Crystal Academy psychology class, I'm here every Monday. So hope to see you guys, every Monday. I live for this. I know Sierra did this last week, so y'all didn't get me. And I think like that was the thing too. Like there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about last week, but when Sierra took over, I was like, you know what? Hey, I'll take the Monday off. But yeah, appreciate y'all for joining, and I'll get this uploaded by tonight.